In a quiet valley, surrounded by forests and gentle hills, there lived a young woman named Lena. She was kind, thoughtful, and hardworking, but her mind was never at rest. Each morning, she woke up with a heavy feeling, as if her thoughts were stacked on top of each other. She constantly worried about the future and felt ashamed of mistakes from the past. Her mind carried so many concerns that she often felt tired before the day had even begun. Because of these worries, she struggled to sleep well. Her mood was low, and she had almost forgotten what it felt like to simply be calm. Her thoughts followed her everywhere, like a heavy bag she couldn't put down. One day, Lena heard about a monk who lived high in the mountains. People said he understood the mind better than anyone else and had helped many find inner peace. His small house stood beside a simple mountain temple, and many travelers visited him, seeking clarity and relief from their troubles. Hoping to find answers, Lena decided to begin the long journey to meet him. The path into the mountains was steep and uneven. Cold wind brushed against her face, and rocks shifted under her feet, but she kept moving. After several hours, she finally reached a small wooden hut surrounded by tall pine trees. Sitting on a bench near the entrance was an elderly monk in gray robes. He was quietly carving a piece of wood, working so patiently and steadily that even the air around him seemed still. Lena approached and told him about her restless mind, about the constant worries, the pressure she felt, and the heaviness that never left her. The monk listened patiently, then nodded and motioned for her to follow him toward a nearby stream. Beside the water lay several smooth stones. The monk picked up one of them, a round and heavy rock, and placed it in Lena's hands. He asked her to walk around the stream several times while holding the stone, and to return only when she had completed the task. Lena began to walk. At first, the stone didn't seem too heavy, but soon her arms began to ache. With each circle around the stream, the weight felt greater. Her back became tense, her shoulders tightened, and her breath grew shorter. By the time she finished the third round, her hands felt as if they could barely hold the stone any longer. When she returned to the monk, he gently placed the stone on the ground. Then he explained that even a few minutes of carrying something heavy can drain a person's energy. The body becomes tired, the posture weakens, and the mind feels overwhelmed. Now, he said, imagine someone carrying such a weight every single day, never setting it down, not even for a moment. The monk told her that worries work in exactly the same way. Thoughts appear and disappear, but people often cling to them tightly, as if they must carry them around. They turn simple worries into stones and hold on to them for years. The longer they carry these invisible weights, the heavier life feels. He explained that thoughts are natural. They come and go like passing clouds or falling leaves, but they are not meant to be held forever. A person can notice them without letting them become burdens. They can choose to let them pass instead of gripping them with fear and tension. Lena looked at the stone by her feet. She understood that many of her worries had become habits, heavy thoughts she chose to carry even when she didn't need to. The stone did not belong to her, and neither did her fears. Just like she released the rock, she realized she could release her unnecessary worries too. As the sun began to lower behind the trees, Lena thanked the monk and started her walk back down the mountain. The path that once felt difficult now seemed lighter. The trees looked brighter, the air felt warmer, and her steps were steady and calm. She no longer carried the invisible weight that had drained her for so long. From that day on, Lena reminded herself of the stone she left behind. She understood that life becomes easier not by gaining more strength, but by letting go of the burdens that were never meant to be carried. Before you leave, let me ask you this: what heavy stone are you still carrying today? And are you ready to finally put it down? Thank you for watching this story. If it touched your heart or gave you something to think about, please consider subscribing to The Moral Room. Your support helps us create more meaningful stories for your journey.